All right, we're back once again. This time we have the half-hour huddle with former All-American wide receiver from the University of Cincinnati, Mardy Gilyard. How are you doing today?
I'm solid, man. Just a little tired. Like we told you a little bit before, the wife is expecting, so here any moment. So man, it's been a crazy, especially
Congrats on the soon-to-be child.
appreciate you, man. Appreciate
Any idea if it's a boy or girl yet?
you. It's my second girl. I'm a girl dad. You know what I mean?
Nice,
Yeah. So, oof, Jesus.
nice. I'm expecting a lot of girl dad posts from you then.
Oh, of course, of course.
So, what's post-football life, post-Cincinnati life been like for you?
Uh, I mean, I must say it's pretty solid, man. I can't complain. Post Cincinnati, NFL life, CFL life, still playing indoor football.
Hmm.
So it's like, man, just those days and the things that I accomplished there at Cincinnati have allowed me, to play football in two countries, all over the U.S., you know
Hmm.
what I mean? Make a lot of money and just, enjoy life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. So I want to talk a little bit about your time at Cincinnati because you guys were some really good teams your junior and senior year. And when you look back at the stuff you accomplished, your first 2 years, obviously, they weren't huge, and it felt like your junior year, you really flipped the switch. You were just shy of 1,000 yards. The first 2 years combined, you had about 400 total. Was there something that kind of changed going into your junior year that really
Well,
set the tone for you?
this is what a lot of people don't know. Like, when Mark D'Antonio recruited me,
Hmm.
you know, that whole class, that 12, most of that 12-0 team and that 11-1 team, that junior senior year, we were all D'Antonio kids.
Hmm.
And so it's like I played corner my first 2 years at Cincinnati.
Okay.
And I remember Mark D'Antonio looking at me in my face because I was in trouble. God, I was so hard headed, man, my first couple years. Um, and I remember him saying, like, you'll be a first day corner. He thought I was a first day DB.
Okay.
Me and Mike Mickens were really good. We're really, really good, man, next to each other. And that's crazy because, we had D'Angelo, um, who has probably I think he still has the record for the most picks in a season. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But, that whole 2005 class that came in to Cincinnati, we were a special, special group of kids, man. Um, we were a really special group. It's really good football.
So what was that transit? Did you play corner and wide receiver in high school then?
No, I was a top five back coming out of the state of Florida. I want to say I was like four or three
Okay.
running back. Uh,
Okay.
Play, and then before that I was a quarterback. So it was no wide receiver going on at all. I didn't even I hated the position. They tried to switch me my first year at Cincy, and I snapped. I was cursing everybody out. I was like, I don't want to play that pretty boy stuff. Like, that's pretty boy shit, man. I'm cool. I can't do that. That's not me. Uh, I was always a get to the grind, old school. All my coaches were old school. So you get dirty, man. You got to work. And all the wide receivers through my growing up, they're real pretty boys. They want to be touched. They're the fancy shoes, and they always have the nice get ups, and they're the pretty boys. And I wasn't at the time. That wasn't me. You
Hmm.
know. Um, so I wanted to beat them up. So like coach just moved me to the other side of the ball, and it was a good day. I had a good day that day, and then I just kind of stayed in, and I fell in love with the position. I was just an ass off the field. Like I didn't want to go to class. I'll skip class like it was nothing. You know what I mean? And I can remember coach picking me, literally coming in the room, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, dragging me up to the office. I got to get all my classwork done before going to class. Like I can't leave the office until I do so. Like, yeah. But he seen something in me then, which was huge. But I didn't. I didn't play any wide receiver. I refused. I told him I would leave if they made me play wide receiver. Um, so I stayed at corner for 2 years, and then we got Coach Kelly in, and Coach Kelly called me in. This is when I didn't have a scholarship. I got it taken away from just negligence, man. Just negligence. Me being just not going to class, not doing anything of that nature. So Coach D took it before he left and went to Michigan State. And Coach Hinton, if I'm not mistaken, he put his job on the line and told Coach Kelly that this kid's a difference maker. At the time, I was working 4 jobs. I was homeless then, sleeping in the car and working all those jobs, man. And we got all that money together between me and my fiance and her family at the time. We had got all that stuff together. And the rest was history, man, for real.
So at what point did you finally accept that you could be a wide receiver?
I mean, hell, shit. Coach Kelly looked at me in my face. He told me I want to go play no DB. He said, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Like, he was like, DB, we're kind of stacked at DB guy. You know, we're going to, I think wide receiver would be a good change. I was like, but I was so grateful to even have football back. You feel me? I was just like, all right, man, whatever. Like, it's definitely not worse than working these 4 jobs, living out in the car. Like, so yeah, whatever. Let's run it.
So do you remember the beginning of your junior season then? Because you kind of exploded at the very beginning. 3 of your first 4 games, you had over 100 yards.
Well, my redshirt sophomore year, that was the first time me ever. So that Marty that y'all seen then, that was me, my first time ever playing wide receiver. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, first time seeing somebody in my face to press me, learning how to release. I literally had to learn what all these guys got recruited to do.
Mm-hmm.
But they've been playing wide out forever. You know, they know how to do this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know how to do those things. So it took guys like Dominic Goodman and Marcus Barnett. You feel me? It took them countless. When I say they groomed and they pruned me and they pounded this shit in me, you feel me? This route running, the guy that what y'all see now and what everybody sees now is
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm literally a reflection of my teaching. Like, I had great teaching, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He was really good at releasing, so he got me really good at releasing. Bones was really good at setting you up in your route, so he taught me how to set a guy up in my route post snap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me, and then I added my elusiveness to it and my know-all, and it just kind of became me, you know. But I also got LASIK eye surgery before my junior year.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
had terrible eyesight. A lot of people don't know that. I had terrible eyesight. Like, I couldn't see the ball. Like, I had dropped a shitload of balls my redshirt sophomore year. Like, I dropped a lot of balls. That's why the numbers are so staggered. It goes 36 catches for 500 yards, 536, if I'm not mistaken, for the whole year. You know what I'm saying? I think 3 touchdowns, maybe, or something like that, maybe, to all of a sudden I'm having an All-American campaign, and they talking about me with Biletnikoff, and it goes from 36 to 87. Like, I had 87 catches that year. You know what I'm saying? I remember that. You know, it's so, I don't even know if any guys in our history of our program have had that big of a turnaround from year 1 to year 2. You know what I mean? Not saying that guys didn't, but
Yeah.
just for me, that was so huge and dramatic, and I could see, like, literally the difference was I could see, and
Mm-hmm.
I had an understanding. I had a whole year now under my belt of playing wide receiver. It was a tough one, you know, because I got picked on. You know, I got picked on a lot, you know, when we played other teams, just because I couldn't release that well. But boy, when I got it together.
Yeah, so looking at your senior year, your last season there, you guys had a really special team. You guys start 12-0. You know, there's some teams that you're just running over. You're having an All-American campaign. You know, is there a moment or a game that really sticks out to you during your senior year?
Man, I remember, like, 3 weeks before the season even started, and I was talking to the team, and you can ask guys this, and I said, "Do y'all motherfuckers know? Excuse my language. Do y'all know that we could really go undefeated this year, like, for real? Because Old State chickened out and they didn't want to fucking play us. You feel me? You know how I feel about it. Like, if anybody knows me, they know I can't stand Old State. I can't stand that school up the street, because I couldn't. The year I was ineligible. We played them at the shoe, and it's like, I couldn't play that game. I had to watch that game, and I was so upset. Then I'm like, okay, we get a chance to play them. I want to say it was my junior year, or excuse me, going into the senior year, and then they took us off the schedule. I was like, oh man, y'all so lucky. And then that's when we started boasting the T-shirts, the whole Best in Ohio,
I remember that.
we went on that whole campaign. Yeah.
Full disclosure, I am an Ohio State fan.
Hey man, it's all
I do
good.
live in Columbus, Ohio.
Hey man, it's all good, brother. You feel me? That's just me.
But
There's two teams in the state that I can't stand. The rest of them all right with me. You feel me?
yeah,
Boys up them Buckeyes, I can't stand them motherfuckers, and then the sorry ass, Miami of Ohio. Jesus,
classic rivalry right there. Classic rivalry.
trash. They're so trash. They're trash. You can put that
So,
on record. I hate them with a passion.
so at the end of the season, you guys play Pitt.
Yeah.
You have there's a very, very great picture of you catching that last touchdown. What do you kind of remember from that Pitt game? Because that was a really close game.
Well, it really like we shit the bed coming out. You know what I'm saying? Like we came out the gate trash. Just we were terrible in that first half. We did not play. Pike did not play. Pike let Coach Kelly get in his head. You know what I'm saying? Coach was a hard coach. You know what I mean? Coach Kelly is a hard guy. Anybody that have been coached by him, they'll tell you he's a real hard ass. He's a real stickler. Like he has a way with words that can like cut your soul if you're weak minded. Like your ass will. You feel me? If you have 1 ounce of weakness around that man, that shit's over. You feel me? He'll chew you up and spit you out. You know what I mean? So he had got under Pike's skin a little bit. Pike was a little off that game early on. And usually I could get the Pike and get him calmed down and get him back focused, but Coach Kelly was on his ass so much. It was like every series, every play, you know, and then we had a young Zach Calores, and Zach was already special in his own way and what he brought to us and the things that he did. You know, he was a special kid. You know what I mean? But boasting Zach like, hey, I'm about to make the switch now. Zach, hurry up and go get warmed up. You know, and do that to your QB, your senior leader that done fucking got you 11-0. Yes, he's having a bad game, but bear with him. But he was under Pike's skin. So when we went in at halftime after I took that kickback, you know, we were knocking over Gatorade. I remember like I was taking drinks out of people's hands. People was knocking drinks over people's hands. We didn't want to hear nothing about nothing. Like, and I just asked him like, bro, what y'all want? Y'all want our legacy to be like we was all right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do y'all want our legacy to really be like we all right? Like, Pike, you know what time it is, bro. Take your time, read that shit, and throw it. You feel me? Like, whether it's me, whether it's Armand, whether it's I don't care who it is, just throw it. You feel me? You know what's up, bro. You see the whole field better than anybody we know, bro. You feel me? You know this, bro. You great, bro. Let's go. And so Pike settled down. We came out at halftime. He settled down, and we just started marching. You know what I'm saying? And everybody started slowly but surely believe that we can like get busy. And all I did was just tell the defense, man, listen, get them to kick me the ball. Just get them to kick me the ball. That's it, bro. Just get them. I don't care if y'all give up 4 or 5 first downs and force them motherfuckers to kick. Make them kick to me. They're scared to kick to me. They can't kick away from me because we have the wind is all crazy. So they can't directional kick. All they can do is pooch. But now every time that they get ready to kick, it's a dramatic backwind. So they're trying to kick it away from me, but the wind off the river is carrying it, bringing it right to me. Every time, bringing it to me. So I'm trying to tell them, like, man, come on, man, just get a stop. Get a stop. Then we're getting stops. Now we're getting stops. Now we're getting stops, and we're scoring. So now the guys, I'm like, man, y'all got to believe. So we're all the captains and leaders. We're all on the sideline like, man, y'all believe that we can whoop their ass. Like, y'all know they ain't better than us. Then we just started to settle down, man, and we just got the more plays we made, the more calmer we got, the less of a dogfight it seemed like what we were in, and then it just was like we were playing against ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
It was almost like we were just literally playing against ourselves through the whole spill. So we were just kind of just relaxed and chilling, and to that last moment when they missed that field goal, that's when I was like, oh, it's for us to win. It's for us to win right now. I gotta make something happen. You know what I'm saying?
Because you look back at that game, like you said, Tony Pike, he didn't really have his best game. You know, he threw 3 interceptions, only 50% completion. Still threw 300 yards, 118 of them to you. So, and you had a pretty solid game overall. But so I want to look forward to current day. Obviously, the last couple of years, Cincinnati has started to really build something. What are your thoughts on how they've done the last couple of years?
I'm proud, man. I'm proud. I'm proud of those young cats. I'm proud of Coach Fickell and his staff. I'm proud of everything that they're doing. You know what I mean? Like when we got there, we when I got to Cincinnati, not saying it was terrible when it came to the football, but Coach Tricky Ricky, he did a good job. Ricky Mentor, he did a good job. With those guys and the foundation that they laid. And then when that first Big East class came in, my class, we was then when I say I can't explain to you how special we were. I mean, from the Terrell Bird and all those Korean guys that were ranked in the nation that came to us, from all the DBs that were top in their class that came to us, from all the skilled players that was top in their class that came to Cincinnati. I think we had like 3 or 4 Mr. Footballs on our team from their respectable states. You know what I'm saying? So that class of people, man, like it was some special football going on then, like we're thinking we're going to, when we leave, we're like, man, shit, man, we ain't going to see this no more. It's going to be tough for us to even see this shit no more because we were a special group of kids. We played with a certain chip on our shoulder. We wasn't privileged. Like everything that we got, we earned from our uniforms to the fans in the stands. Like we literally earned that. You feel me? And so now when we see the kids, when we see our young cats, they got, I mean, for one, apparel galore. We have so many uniforms now. Like the uniform game is just amazing. Like amazing. Like now, they added seats to the nip. I remember when we still would put those same exact numbers that they're getting with the extra stands with not little stands. From the amount of people that would be either hanging in trees, watching from the dorm rooms, all around the entire field, student sections, people on top of their shoulders on this, shoulders on that, standing on crates. I mean, you name it, they did it, baby, for us, And now seeing the nip packed out for the young cats and watching this new version of the Cats Rock, watching, I was a fan of Truck. Ooh. But Philly got them a good bag. But watching him, watching these young cats develop into young legends, man, like they left their own legacy now at the school. And like Coach Fickell just did an excellent job of the guys that he have been able to get in and get them to believe in his system, get them to buy in totally and get them all to play as one. That shit is beautiful, man. You know what I'm saying?
You talk about Coach Fickell, and it feels like one thing with programs like Cincinnati, that sometimes you see these coaches only stick around for 2-3 years. It really feels like Coach Fickell is building something here that if he's going to leave, it's not going to just be at the first job that comes for him. Like he really enjoys being at Cincinnati is what it seems like.
The one thing that I can say that really, truly, truly pisses me off and irritates me is that our school still gets used as a step stool to get to your dream job.
I understand that. I graduated from Temple, and we've gone through like 4 coaches in 6 years, so I understand what you mean.
I hate it because I was a kid that a coach sat in my living room with my mom and told my mom that, I'm gonna watch him graduate, and then all of a sudden this dream job appears and then you're gone. Or we're building something special here, or we're doing something special here at this school, and then all of a sudden the next year he gets offered $10 million and he's gone. But see, we didn't have the transfer portal rules and all that good stuff that the kids have now. I can't go within D1. So a coach at the time, and I was boisterous about this when Coach Kelly left. I said it's a shame that coaches can leave without no punishment, but if us kids want to slide and go somewhere, it's an issue. It's a problem.
I agree. I 100% agree.
It's like we have to give you special reasons, install this extra stuff because now the university is losing quote unquote money or whatever the case might be. But yeah, man, you know what I mean? Like with Coach, man, like I said, he's exceeded my expectations. I think he knows that he has a special gym down there in the Queen City. Now, I'm not in his head or anything like that, nor am I going to pretend to be, I'm biased towards my school. You know, I love my school. I would pray and hope that coaches that have success like Luke, especially with those building blocks to that, you know what I mean? I would hope he would like to see what he can max out, how long he can stay, how much success he can have. You know, for me, that's an addiction for me. You know what I'm saying? How long can you do it at the level that you do it for? As long can you do it? Like, let's do it. You know what I mean? If he
Yeah.
can keep continuing to put up 10-win seasons, you know what I mean? 10-win seasons. I want to see us outright win, you know, conference undefeated, put us in the BCS again, because we ain't smelled no BCS since I was there. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I want to see them boys go. I think that'd be like clutch for coach. You know what I'm saying? And I can see us doing that this upcoming year. You know what I
You
mean?
guys, there's another really good team returning.
That's what I'm saying. You know, yes, we lost some guys, but boy, we had some horses in the stable now. Now we had some horses in the stable now, and we sure enough had some backup track runners that can put their foot in the blocks and pick them up and put them down and run with anybody. We had receivers that were sitting in the cut waiting on their opportunity to go, you know. So for me, I know that we're going to be all right. You know what I'm saying?
I got a couple more questions, and I'll let you get out of here. So these are a little more fun questions. So when you were in Cincinnati, who was the best player that you thought you played with?
I can name
Offense
a
or
few.
defense?
I'm gonna name a couple because the guys are like I said, we were special, man. That my entire 2005 class that came in, we were special. But in particular, you know, Terrell Bird, he came in like benching like 600 pounds, man. He was a baby ox, man. He ended up being like the number 3 nose tackle or something like that in the nation, you know, behind Glenn Dorsey and what was the big Samoan that played for Aloha Nada?
Yeah.
You know, but Bird, he was just consistently a man amongst boys out there, you know. Marcus Barnett, 2006 Marcus, his freshman year when he was a freshman All-American. I just never seen nobody play so aggressive, so young, just fearless. You know what I'm saying? Dominique Goodman. I just never watched a guy so slow just always be open. You feel me? Just like, no matter what, good is just always open. You feel me? He was special, man. He was special. 2 funny stories. Adrian Robinson with A-Rob. He was a 6'7" wideout youngster. And I remember watching him and Kelsey, because Kelsey came in as a quarterback, thought he was going to be the next Ben Roethlisberger. But Kelsey's big brother, Jason, he was special. Jeffrey Linkenbach was special, you know. But again, Jeffrey Linkenbach had to go against guys like Anthony Hoke, you know, that don't get no credit. I think he's still the sack leader at our school. You know, defensive end, he was special. He had to get off. Angelo Craig, another defensive end had to get off. That was nice. You know, Linkenbach had to deal with those guys that were seniors and old guys that really taught us the game when we first got to Cincinnati. You know what I'm saying? D Smooth, you know, Dom Ross, him and his brother. Oh my God, man, these guys, like, I can name on, like, we had so many. Now, far as everyday battles, man, I love my boy, me and Mike Mickens. We gave it to each other on that. We are accounted for being, you know, we being the best at our craft. You feel me? Like, every day was a battle with bro. Like, every day was like NFL practice with me and Mike, because both of us had basically came from nothing. You know, Mike was an undersized, skinny, lanky, small, you know, DB. They didn't give him no respect when he first came in with us, you feel me? But he learned the system so fast and he learned the technique so fast that he was on point so fast. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, he never let me take a play off. Like, he a cheap shot. He a little cheap little thing too, you feel me? We'll be doing something like Hail Mary drill and he'll want to jump press me in Hail Mary drill, you know.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Like, just, you know, if you're not paying attention, he'll jam you all the way out of bounds and try to really put you in the Gatorade. Like, you know what I'm saying? But just those days and just all us just constantly the continuity that we had, man, because all of us came in with each other and we spent so much time with each other. We were all a special group of boys. And then just not knocking the guys that were before us, but those guys that raised us, that 2005 senior class, 6 senior class that came in and helped us, you know what I mean? Because they helped us learn how to be Bearcats. You feel me?
Yeah.
And then I will hope that our legacy, you know, especially mine, but will teach the rest of the cast that, you know, where we come from and the things that we got, and you know, don't take none of this shit for granted, because it was a lot of our young cats that when I had came back, and that was when we wasn't having too much success, that the kids just wasn't, their mind frame just wasn't there. And then that's another thing that I just want to say kudos to Coach on. He always seems as if he knows what's going on with his team as a total heartbeat, if that makes sense. You know, meaning like he knows what type of guys that he have, and he have a beat on these guys. Not like he's like controlling everyone or nothing like that, but it's like you can tell that he knows that he has a good group of guys, period. You know what I'm saying? And that's the one thing that I love about those kids. They're playing hungry. They play aggressive. They play with a swag and a chip on their shoulder. Not like that, because it wasn't always like that when we left. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like. You know, the wins are going to come with scheme, long as you get the kids to trust what you do. But the way that they're winning and how they're playing and how they're reacting to the success that they have on the field, that's what this old cat look at. You know what I mean? And that's what makes me proud on how they're able to conduct themselves, how they go from 0 to 60 back down to 0. They're calm, cool, and collected, but then they're aggressive and they're hungry. You know what I mean? So those are the things that are coming from Coach Fickell. Coach Fickell are keeping them cool in crucial situations. Coach Fickell are keeping them aggressive when they're knowing that the team is trying to take those 2 or 3 steps back or tone it down. You know what I mean? So it's just, man, I can go on and on and on talking about how, you know, how happy I am with how Coach what he has done with our cats in the program, man, up to this point.
So how about the best player you thought you ever played against in college?
I played against some decent ones now. Let me see. The guy who I had the most trouble with, God rest his soul, was D. Butler from UConn, the one that died. You feel me? Because we arguably was almost identical in stature. Both of us were fast, you know, low 4.4, high 4.3 guys. You know what I'm saying? We were just, I had trouble with him. You know what I'm saying? And then he died. Like, I had a good game against him, then he had a good game against me, then he had, you know, God rest his soul, then he died. You know what I'm saying? Because I was looking forward to that senior year go with him. You know what I mean? And Aaron Berry out of Pitt, you know what I mean? He was the one that, you know, me and him always had great battles too, you know. Those two equally were great players, you know what I mean? Everybody knows about that 05, I'm going to say that 010 Sugar Bowl team from Florida, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That was a talented team.
You know, that was a real talented squad. You know, it wasn't nothing we could do about that.
Yeah, you ran into Tim Tebow's last college game. I don't know if there was much that you really could have done.
Man, listen, if everybody said, I argue with everybody this, I say, yes, that was a good team, but we were a great team too. You feel me? We just didn't have no coach. If you guys could have heard the shit that was going on the sideline, all the just the riffraff and the bullshit, it wasn't us. We weren't playing nowhere near like we do. Like, if we would have played like we do, then we'd been okay. You know what I'm saying? It would have been scheme versus scheme, you know, and we matched up with them perfect. We matched up with them for the most part good. You know, I thought that Jeffrey Linkenbach versus Carlos Dunlap, I would take 6'9" over with that on any day. You know, I took Jeffrey on any day because I watched him lock down and protect Pike all year, no matter who the hell they had put in front of him. You know what I mean? So it was like, for me, I thought we matched up really good with them. We just didn't have our head coach. Now, you're
Yeah.
not going to beat Urban Meyer. No disrespect. No disrespect to none of that, to our situation, but you're not going to beat no Urban Meyer with an O-line coach. You feel me?
I believe that.
You know
I
what I'm
believe
saying?
that.
No, no disrespect. The coach did his damnedest. His damnedest. You feel me?
Yeah.
But that's Urban Meyer, baby. You feel me? You know,
So last question before I let you go. If you wouldn't have ended up at Cincinnati, where do you think you would have ended up for school?
Ooh, shit. Probably Florida.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because it was gonna come down to you had Florida, you had South Carolina. I mean, I had everybody in their moment, but it was like Florida had offered me, and then they took the offer back because they I had skipped school one day when they came. Yeah, it was crazy. But I had a lot of 1AA schools. I had a lot of HBCUs wanted me, but for me it was I wanted to go somewhere where I didn't even know where it was. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know where Cincinnati was. I couldn't even point it out on the map to you. I just knew that they were the first Big East class. They were going to be the first Big East class, and they had an ESPN contract, and my family at home was going to be able to see me play because I am not finna sit the bench my freshman year. These boys in Ohio is not better than this Florida football, and I'm going to show them. And that's what, that was my mind frame because I didn't realize how good the football was in Ohio. I didn't realize the powerhouse shit that went down in Ohio. Like, I did not because I didn't know nothing about Ohio.
Yeah.
It's a kid from the woods. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't know nothing about none of that out there. Like, so, but I sure found out when I got there. You know what I'm saying? And fell in love with it. You know, that's the city. That's the home, man. That's the second home. My daughter lives there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to do this today, Marty. I hope
No
everything
problem.
goes the best with your soon-to-be daughter.
I appreciate you, buddy.
All right. Thanks, Marty.
You take it easy.